And then
What?
it was over. With the archdemon dead, the Darkspawn horde quickly crumbled. Most fled back into the deep roads.
That's dope.
They would remain a threat in the years to come. But the blight had been ended before it had truly begun. Ferelden had been saved, and the entire kingdom rose up to joyously greet its new king. Grey Wardens stood redeemed, and a new age had begun. But at what cost?
My friends, we are gathered to celebrate those responsible for our victory. Of those who stood against the Darkspawn siege of Denerim, there is one in particular who deserves commendation. The one who led the final charge against the Archdemon remains with us still, an inspiration to all he saved that day. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the hero of Ferelden, the first Grey Warden to defeat the Blight since Garahel 4 centuries ago. My friend, it is hard to imagine how you could have aided Ferelden more. I think it only appropriate that I return the favor. Is there any boon that you might request of Ferelden's king? If it is within my power, I will grant it. I think that can be accomplished. The hinterlands to the north of the Korkari Wilds, including Ostagar, are hereby granted to the Dalish elves. It's rugged land, and there will be much for us to work out, but let's hope this is just the first step in our people working together. Let it also be known that the Arling of Amaranthine, once the land of Arl-How, is now granted to the Grey Wardens. There they can rebuild, following the example of those who went before them. What are your plans? Will you remain with the Grey Wardens? Well, I didn't want to come right out and say it, but I'm relieved you'll be nearby. There's a group of Ferelden citizens waiting outside to get a look at their hero. I suggest you make at least a brief appearance before they storm the gate. Just tell the guard at the door when you're ready.
I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh.
Andera Natishan Dalan, it is so wonderful to see you again, healthy and whole. This is your day, Dalan, and I could not bear the thought of not seeing you on it. It is only too bad the rest of the clan could not join me here. They send their well wishes with me. The Keeper was especially proud of the word of your victory. She said she cannot wait to tell the other clans. And this thing you have done, land to settle on, I cannot express what this means to the clans. Imagine the look on the Keeper's face when she learns of this. Will you come with me to tell her? I think it would do you good to see the joy this will bring. Consider it, Dalan, for you will not get another chance. I could build a house on land that is my own, forever. Is that not the strangest thought? But I should not take up so much of your time. Go, Dalan. Celebrate your victory and be merry. The gods smile on you truly. So here we are.
Liliana looks
The
normal.
conquering hero has won the day, and now he takes his bow and exits the stage. A fine ending. I don't know. I haven't read that part yet, have I? You'll have to tell me. Oh, is that how it is? You know, I can't help now but think of my vision. The Maker sent me to help you, and look what you did. It's a miracle. It truly is. I've been asked by the Chantry to return to the Urn of Sacred Ashes. I need to make sure it's protected. Maybe pilgrims can even begin going there again. Oh no, you have your own things to keep you busy, I'm sure. It will be a grand adventure of my very own. I'm looking forward to it. At any rate, you should get back to the celebration. We can speak another time.
Wonder how we find her all the way out there then, in Inquisition.
It is over. I can barely believe it. You stopped the Civil War and then defeated the
He
Blight.
lived.
On behalf of Ferelden,
That's
allow
wild.
me to say thank you. It truly cannot be said enough. So I'm learning. It's good that you're staying here in the capital. The hero of Ferelden will have influence, and there is much to be done. Myself, I will be remaining here to help Alistair. Tegan will take over the rule of Redcliffe, at least for the time being. Connor seems well enough, and Isolde refuses to speak of what happened. She says she never wants to go back. I cannot thank you enough for saving them. They are the joy of my existence. Tell me, have you noticed anything strange about the lad? He seems quiet. You are no doubt correct. It is my imagination, I am sure. But here I am rambling on. I shall let you get back to your celebration, Warden. Enjoy it while you can.
Okay, okay. Anybody here wants to talk to me? Saffron, and we got Webb.
The hero of Ferelden. My. How does it feel? Of that I have no doubt. It's a title you'll be wearing for a long time to come, just as Loghain wore his. But it's not so bad, is it? A blight defeated with the other nations barely becoming aware. Who could ask for better? I don't think many heroes ever do. I'm glad not to be on the receiving end of all this attention myself. I say, let the young have their fame. Not that I've gone without notice. Irving asked me to take over as first enchanter, but I don't wish to go back. Not after all this. Instead, I've decided to accept a position here at court. There's not been a mage advising the throne for a very long time. He's a good lad, and his heart is in the right place. He wants to see the lot of mages improved, and I am willing to help him. I understand you are remaining in Denerim, so we will likely see each other a great deal. I look forward to it. For now, I imagine the hero of Ferelden still has much to do. Good luck.
She's a sweet old lady.
I will be relieved when all this pomp and ceremony is done. Such events are perfect opportunities for assassins, after all. I can't help but expect the crows to appear at any moment, which would be a welcome break, mind you. Eventually, with Taliesin dead, it may take them time to figure out what has happened, but they are like the tides, predictable. You know, it does occur to me that staying in one place is only going to invite the crows to find me that much quicker. While fun, that might eventually get complicated. You said earlier that you are planning on remaining here. Is that true? That was the idea. See the world, meet some people, rob a few of them blind. Do you have something different in mind? Then let the crows bring it on. I can mock them while you crush their skulls. Well then, since I'm sticking around, I suppose we'll have plenty of time to speak later, yes? So go on and get paraded about. It's fun to watch. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on you and make sure no one gets a clear shot. Not without paying me a great deal of coin, anyhow.
Fucking Zephron.
Humans have a better taste for spirits than I thought. The ale up here is actually good. Orzammar ale tastes like dirt in comparison. Probably because they put dirt in it. Go figure. After what we went through, I think I've earned it. I think you've earned it. So I guess you're staying here in Denerim? Unless my hearing's bad, which happens. I'm thinking I'll stick around myself, at least for a bit. I'm getting used to that big sky up there. And I'm thinking I might just look up Felsi again, see where that goes. Yeah, well, you know me. I'm all about the cheery, romantic optimism. Ah, well, enough babbling. That pot-bellied son of a whore Tegan said I'd pass out before drinking an entire barrel of pickle juice. I aim to prove him wrong. It's been good traveling with you, Warden. Don't get lost in the shuffle now.
They call you hero. I have not heard it used before, but I think I understand the intent. The Arishok on occasion has declared a Kunari to be Kunoran Vel, one who serves as an example to others. Such examples are always made after their death, however, a death in service to the Kyun. A living Kunoran Vel would be too proud. Of course you would say that. What the human custom has in common with our own is that the declaration of a Kunoran Vel is a cause for much celebration. It is one of few occasions when the Kunari are permitted to engage in revelry. There is imbibing of spirits, public chanting, meditations abandoned. It is madness. It is interesting. It can take days for the Ben Hasrath to restore order. There may even be executions. I suppose I should tell you. I have decided to return to my people. Your quest is done, and thus so is my reason for accompanying you. But the blight is done. I have an answer for the Arishok that no longer requires the question. It must be said, you gave me the chance to redeem my honor, and now it is done. I owe you a debt. Should I be in a position to repay, I will, whatever is asked. Perhaps we shall meet again. Should it be in battle, I will not seek you out. Panahidan, Warden.
Wouldn't
Are you ready, my
either.
lord? The crowds outside are getting restless. Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
They're gonna make me do a speech. Oh no. Once the coronation, Alistair proved to be a popular king. If largely unwilling to involve himself in matters of governing, he traveled often, making appearances in towns throughout Ferelden to the great delight of commoners. They referred to him as the king with the common touch, even if a few knew it was a simple aversion to life at court. I don't want to press any buttons because I don't know if this is going to be a slideshow or however we're doing this. Say, news that the urn of sacred ashes had been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the chantry until Brother Genetivi made an announcement several months after the defeat of the Darkspawn. The manuscript detailing his research, his experience with Andraste's cult drew huge interest among scholars throughout Thedas. Some years later, the Chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes had indeed been found. A ripple of excitement spread around the pious people of Thedas, with many undertaking pilgrimages to see the ashes or partake of their healing powers. Following months of effort, the Tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and First Enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be saved had been. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, the lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court, a scandal amongst the humans, but a sign of new hope to the elves. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage community, and in time became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Arl Eamon remained in Denerim for some time, acting as the Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead, and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers, who were still grateful for the nights he spent defending their lives. In time, Eamon abdicated in favor for his brother, an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. The tavern in Redcliffe Village, now run by Bella, was renamed the Grey Warden's Rest. It echoes the tales of how the hero Ferelden saved the village and healed Arl Eamon with the sacred ashes of Andraste. Few believes that such tall tales could possibly be true. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege at Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. The new keeper, Liliana, was respected both amongst the Dalish as well as in the Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes with human folk. In time, many Dalish clans moved to the new land provided for them in the south near Ostagar, wary of their human neighbors. However, tensions soon rose again, and only keeper Laniana, I can't even really give you that one, leadership kept peace alive. In Orzammar, King Haramount found himself in a protracted battle against Balin's rebels that left him unable to gain the stability he needed. The clan lords objected to many of his measures in the assembly, and only his efforts to increase the dwarves' isolation from service met with any success. In time, Haramount's health began to fail. Some claimed it was poison, while others said it was a flagging spirit. Either way, after a protracted illness, the king finally passed away. The wrangling in the assembly for a successor began almost immediately. Brother Berkel's new chantry in Orzammar drew a surprising number of converts among the dwarves. They quickly attracted a great deal of anger from more conservative quarters, and before long the assembly severely restricted the Andrastians' rights. Brother Berkel resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. The assembly claimed this was an accident, but news of the resulting riots reached the chantry on the surface, where the divine even contemplating a new exalted march. The dwarven mage Dagna ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory of how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumors about its location crept into Orzammar years later. Thanks to the defeat of the Darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the anvil's remains. They examined the ruins of the anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar with their findings, convinced the Shaper to attempt to recreate Carradin's research. A new golem was created bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demand among the Smith caste to reopen Carradin's research refused to abate. As good as her word, Morgan disappeared once the archdemon was slain. Someone of Morgan's description was seen traveling alone months later, headed west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may even been with child. The ring that Morgan gave Theron remained in his possession. She had once claimed that it formed a connection between the two, and there came a night when he was sure that she was thinking of him. Somewhere she felt regret and sorrow, but the ring told no more. There was no word of her after that. With Flemeth dead or at least gone, the chances of tracking her down were slim indeed. One cannot help but wonder, however, what became of the child. What were Morgan's plans? These questions must remain a mystery for now. The companions who traveled with Theron eventually scattered to the four winds, drawn either by personal duty or by the call to a further adventure. The hero remained in Denerim, a celebrity amongst the commoners and a fixture at court, at least for a time. As the blighted lands began to heal, the Grey Warden slowly rebuilt the order in Amaranthian. They discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was routed and had been dissolved upon the Darkspawn's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organize roving war bands that preyed upon the land and upon each other. These war bands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais, or crossed the Shining Sea by the deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. This tale ended when Theron sank his blade into the Archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last that Ferelden would hear of him, however.